Hey everyone, my name is Vera, and welcome to this powerful conversation with someone who's not just talking about change, but living it. What if I told you that diabetes doesn't have to be a life sentence? That one man not only reversed it, but built a powerful movement around it. Today we're sitting down with Burt, the founder of Apotheosis Protocol Inc. and the creator of a groundbreaking 30-day metabolic reset program. After personally battling diabetes and experiencing a total health transformation through his own protocol, Burt turned his success into a mission to help others reclaim their health, reverse diabetes, and reset their metabolism in just 30 days. In this interview, we'll dive into his journey, the science behind the protocol, and what makes this reset unlike anything else out there. Whether you're diabetic, pre-diabetic, or just want to optimize your metabolic health, this is one conversation you do not want to miss. Let's get into it. Welcome, Burt. Let's start at the beginning. What was life like before your metabolic reset?
Thanks for having me, Vera. Yeah, I looked fine on the outside, but inside I was falling apart. Even on TRT, my moods were unpredictable. I was sick all the time, and my healing was slow. My vision became blurry, and I was beginning to feel neuropathy in my big toe. And it terrified me. I could see my body failing. It felt like I was aging in fast forward.
Wow, it sounds like that was your wake-up call. That one moment where you felt neuropathy?
When I felt neuropathy, I kept thinking, but I'm not ready to die. But where do I start? It seemed that for every trainer that said something positive about a meal, food, or supplement, there was another one saying it didn't work and not to do it. Or they were talking about the benefits of nutrition while smoking a cigar and enjoying a glass of Irish whiskey. The amount of misinformation about nutrition is scary. One minute, keto was the answer. The next, I'm being sold vegan powders by some influencer who had no idea about nutrition. I realized nobody had the answer. Everyone was guessing. But my life, that was the cost. Now let me emphasize this. What I discovered is the perfect diet and workout is the one that keeps you motivated, you don't dread doing, and most importantly, it actually works for you. There's no single solution that fits everyone. We use the same foundation in the Apotheosis Protocol, but the rub is in the details. Those are personalized to who you are, where you're starting, and the life you want to build. And we don't have the time and money to guess at it. The current statistics highlight this problem. As of 2023, 23 states report that over 35% of their adult population is obese. Notably, before 2013, no state had such high obesity rates. A 2024 study in The Lancet reveals that nearly 3 in 4 U.S. adults are either overweight or obese, and projections indicate that by 2050, 64% of Americans will be affected by overweight or obesity. Specifically, obesity alone is expected to impact 55.3% of adult men and 58.8% of adult women. This is an epidemic that's reversible.
You weren't just fighting diabetes. You were battling decades of habits. What made you believe change was still possible at that point?
Somewhere along the way, we stopped eating to live and started worshiping food like it was a god. We glamorized sugar, fast food, and overportions. But no one asked, is this actually helping us survive? Is this stuff I'm eating every day nutritious? That realization lit a fire in me.
Where did the protocol come from? Was it a flash of inspiration or a slow process of trial and error?
I didn't invent the protocol overnight. It came from pain, trial, and relentless curiosity. I started treating food like medicine, measured, timed, and recorded. I built a system around movement and macronutrients. What I couldn't trust was anything processed by man or advertised as healthy.
What rules did you set for yourself from day one, and which were the hardest to keep?
I came up with what I call the cardinal rules that could never be broken. No added sugar or sweeteners, no refined sugar, syrups, or artificial sweeteners, no stevia, monk fruit, or aspartame, no alcohol, no whiskey, beer, wine, or cocktails. Alcohol wrecks metabolism, spikes glucose, and disrupts recovery. No processed anything including pasta, rice, and bread. No refined carbs or grains. Only whole, fiber-rich carbs like beans and select vegetables. No unverified macros. Everything must be weighed, measured, and tracked. No guessing or estimating intake. No deviation for 30 days. Locked in with no excuses or modifications. Then execute the plan for just 30 days. There is zero deviation from the protocol to get the full metabolic reset.
And you did this solo with no support team or doctors, just you? That's gotta be hard. What pushed you through those toughest moments?
The first week sucked. My sleep was off, cravings were wild, so I made a deal with myself. Eat as much clean and healthy food as I wanted. If I wanted a sweet dessert, I'd grab a yogurt with berries and walnuts. If I was still hungry, I eat some broccoli. I was rewiring my brain to crave healing instead of hurt.
Talk us through the physical changes. What were your stats before and after? What surprised you the most?
When I started out, my weight was over 230 pounds. My blood pressure was on average 151/91, and my morning glucose was around 490. My waist was 44, and I had the hardest time bending over even just to tie my shoes. At the end of 30 days, I had lost over 21 pounds. My average blood pressure dropped to 123/68, and my glucose dropped to 138. My clothes fit better, and I was wearing a size 36 pants. What surprised me most was my face looked thinner. I wasn't expecting that.
What's one thing people get totally wrong about reversing diabetes?
Reversing diabetes is actually reducing the effects of diabetes. The initial goal should be to get to pre-diabetic levels. That's a fasting glucose reading of below 125.
What's your message for someone out there right now? Sick, stuck, overwhelmed, who wants a reset but doesn't believe it's possible?
You don't need a team. You just need a cheerleader and a little faith in yourself. I was sick, frustrated, and alone. But I made it out, and you can too. And when you do, you'll be so amazed that it'll fuel the desire to keep healthy and ready to burn down every lie that ever held you back.
Look, I've heard every diet pitch under the sun. But this isn't a pitch, it's a reckoning. So if you're over 40, frustrated, and ready to stop failing at an unsustainable diet, you owe it to yourself to take control. And it's only 30 days. Don't you deserve more? Stick around, Burt's just getting started. And trust me, this time it's personal.